Welcome to Mythos AI, your source for Cliff's Notes on complex subjects. Join Anna and Phil for yet another engaging conversation.
All right, everybody, buckle up, because today's deep dive was sparked by you. You know we love to get those questions from our listeners.
Absolutely.
And this one comes straight from the trivia trenches of Quizzypedia.
Oh, trivia, love it.
Get this. Which unit of measurement, derived from the Latin word for shining, is used to describe the brightness of a display screen, like on your phone, TV, or computer monitor? And get this. It measures the amount of light emitted per square meter. Someone's been brushing up on their Latin ND, their tech specs.
Wow, that's impressive.
It's not every day you see those two worlds collide.
It's true. It's true. It sounds like somebody out there stumbled upon the word knit and thought, hold on, what? Good for you for wanting to dig deeper.
And dig deeper we shall.
Let's do it.
For everyone else playing catch-up, the answer to that brain-tickling Quizzypedia question is indeed .nets. N-I-T-S, nits.
That's right. And trust me, Nits are about to become your new best friend, especially if you're thinking about upgrading your TV or phone anytime soon.
Okay, so let's break this down. Nits basically measure how much light a screen is blasting out, right?
Yeah, you got it.
So more nits equal a brighter display.
Exactly.
But how bright are we talking here? Is my phone about to transform into a mini-sun?
Well, not quite a mini-sun, but you're on the right track. It's all about how much light is coming from each square meter of the screen. Think of it like watts for light bulbs.
Okay.
But instead of measuring the power it's using, we're talking about how much light it's actually pumping out.
I see.
A higher wattage bulb is going to be brighter, and just like that, a screen with a higher nit rating is going to be much brighter.
So if I'm at the beach trying to read an email and squinting at my phone,
Yeah,
I basically need more nits to overpower that glaring sun.
you got it. Higher nits are your saving grace when you're battling in the great outdoors.
Yeah.
They help keep your screen from looking washed out, especially when Mr. Sunshine is trying to steal the show.
That makes so much sense. I can't tell you how many times I've practically given myself a migraine trying to watch a video on my phone at the park.
Right.
I'm thinking I needed a serious nits upgrade.
It's a game changer for sure. But before you go cranking up the nits to the max and blinding yourself, there's a bit more to the story.
Ooh, this is where it gets juicy. Tell me more.
Yeah, it's not just about having a super bright screen all the time.
Right.
You've got to think about the difference between peak brightness, which is like a sudden burst of intense light, and sustained brightness,
Okay.
which is the level your screen can comfortably maintain over a longer period.
So like a sprinter versus a marathon runner, they're both fast, but in different ways.
Exactly. A screen might be able to hit a super high brightness levels for a short burst, like during a bright flash of light in a movie, but it can't necessarily stay at that level constantly without,
Yeah.
impacting the screen's lifespan or potentially causing issues.
So if I'm settling in for a movie night and I've got a film with a lot of dark scenes, but also some crazy explosions and bright colors, I need a screen that can handle both extremes.
You're totally on top of this. That's where HDR, or high dynamic range, comes into play. You've probably seen that term thrown around in TV commercials and tech reviews.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Basically, HDR content needs a screen that can deliver a wide range of brightness levels to really bring those visuals to life. We're talking about deep, inky blacks and those super bright highlights, all without losing any of the detail.
So more nits make HDR look even more impressive.
Exactly.
Okay, suddenly all those techie marketing terms are starting to make sense.
It's all connected, and to really dive into the nitty-gritty, we've got to talk about display technology like OLED and LED.
Okay.
Remember how I mentioned different types of screens working together with nips to create the picture you see?
Yeah.
Well, OLED screens are known for their incredible contrast because each pixel actually creates its own light.
Wow.
This means they can go completely dark for true blacks, which makes those bright areas stand out even more.
Okay, that's seriously cool. So OLED is like the master of contrast, making the brights pop by having super dark darks.
Yeah, you could say that.
What about LED screens? They're popular too, right?
Absolutely. LED TVs often have those super high peak brightness levels that make them perfect for watching in bright rooms.
Okay.
They might not have the individual pixel control that OLED screens boast, but they pack a punch when it comes to sheer luminance.
Gotcha. So the next time I wander into Best Buy on a mission for a new TV, I shouldn't just be blinded by the biggest nit number on the spec sheet, right?
Right.
I need to think about how I'm going to be using the screen and where.
You're getting it. There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to displays.
Right.
Think about your viewing environment, the kind of content you enjoy watching, and of course what your budget looks like.
Yeah.
The good news is that display technology keeps getting better and better, so even those mid-range options are getting seriously bright these days.
It's a fantastic time to be a screen enthusiast, that's for sure. But with all this talk of brighter and brighter screen, that makes me wonder, is there a downside to all this light?
Mhm.
I mean, we wear sunglasses to protect our eyes outdoors, but what about indoors when we're constantly bombarded by light from our devices?
Now that's a really insightful question,
Yeah.
and one that deserves its own deep dive.
Right.
You're right, a brighter, clearer display is usually considered better, but there's growing concern about the potential long-term impact of all this blue light exposure, especially at night.
That's right. I've definitely heard about the whole blue light thing.
Yeah,
It can mess with your sleep, right?
exactly. It's all about your body's natural sleep rhythm.
Our bodies are tuned to this natural cycle of light and dark, right?
That's right. And blue light from our devices can actually interfere with the production of melatonin.
Melatonin, that's our sleep hormone, right?
Exactly. It helps regulate our sleep-wake cycle. So while those super bright screens are fantastic during the day, they can really throw things out of whack when you're trying to wind down at night.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess watching a movie on full blast brightness right before bed is probably not the best idea.
Probably not if you want to get a good night's sleep. But the good news is that you don't necessarily have to sacrifice a beautiful picture just to get some shut-eye.
Wait, really? Tell me more.
A lot of devices these days come with features like blue light filters or night modes that can actually adjust the color temperature of the display.
So you're saying they can reduce the amount of blue light without making the picture look dull and boring?
Precisely. It's all about finding that sweet spot between a visually stunning experience and protecting your sleep.
Okay, so we've learned that more nits can mean a brighter, clear picture, especially in bright conditions. But it's also important to be mindful of how this impacts our eyes and sleep.
Yeah.
We've got to find that balance, right?
Absolutely. It's like anything else in life. Moderation is key.
I feel like Quizzypedia never mentioned that part.
Perhaps not, but that's what makes these deep dives so fascinating. We're not just scratching the surface here. We're diving deep into these topics, exploring all the angles and uncovering those hidden connections that help us really understand the world around us.
Well said. It's about asking those what-if questions and being open to those aha moments that pop up along the way. So, to our listener out there, the next time you're shopping for a new device, or even just relaxing with your current one, remember, nits are just one piece of the puzzle.
That's right.
Pay attention to those nit values, but also think about how and when you're using your devices. Maybe even invest in a good pair of blue light blocking glasses. Hey, they can be stylish.
And who knows, maybe you'll be the one coming up with the winning answer on Quizzypedia one day.
That's right. Until then, keep those screens glowing, but keep that curiosity glowing even brighter. Thanks for joining us on this illuminating deep dive.
Thanks for listening to Mythos AI. Stay tuned for more concise insights. And remember to hit the like button and subscribe for future episodes.